What's up, guys? This is Jonathan Bales, and I'm going to take you through how to create aggregate projections. I think aggregate projections, the wisdom of the crowd approach to projections and rankings in daily fantasy, is really useful because it can help you factor out any individual bias that you might have. When you bring in someone else's projections and sort of meld them with yours, it creates better accuracy over the long run. So right here, we're looking at some simple point guard projections for a given night. I could use these projections and they might be fairly accurate, but what I'm going to do is head over to Roto Grinders. So right here, we're looking at the FanDuel incentives package. I brought up the player projections. We're just going to click on the point guards, highlight this data, simply copy and paste it right into Excel. Just going to remove this row. So now we have two sets of projections. Going to remove the hyperlinks. And the first thing that we need to do here is highlight this data and sort it so that we have the names matched up. So I'm just going to run through here and make sure all of the names match, and they do. So now what we can do is just take the average of the projections. So right here I have Avery Bradley at 17 points. The Roto Grinders projections 16.74. So we'll just take the average of these two, and we can just run this all the way down the projections. And now we have, this is a very simple aggregate of Roto Grinders and my own projections. Over the long run, I think that this would probably beat out my projections alone. And you can bring in as many sites, as many sets of projections as you'd like. The main thing to consider there is you have to make sure that the projections are independent of one another. You need to make sure that they were generated on their own, that they weren't using someone else's projections, and that'll help you factor out any sort of bias that might be inherent to your own.